everybody. Welcome back where it takes two
to Taylor.
So it's me, Sean Taylor, and my awesome, beautiful wife,
Brittany Taylor.
How's it going, y'all? So we had a few conversations and we was trying to figure out what to talk about next. And when we was going through our list of things, the one thing that really popped out was in-laws and outlaws. Alright, so what that really means is like, you have your in-laws, we get married or we with someone, you get your in-laws, okay? But outlaws is when those in-laws turn into a negative thing. So let's say that can happen with either like, there can be a negative conversation that happened to cause that. It can have been something already predetermined in the family that can cause that. But those type of things can cause a disconnect or issue in your marriage. Or even your relationship or in your engagement if you're moving forward to that place. Okay?
Yes. So, first and foremost, be careful who you vent to. When things happen in your relationship, take that moment, cool off, and further communicate and discuss things with your spouse. Do not run and tell aunties and cousins and siblings and parents and all of that jazz, because it can really cause an issue from that moment forward between your spouse and their in-laws.
And let's say, for example, if we get into a conversation, we get into an argument, and I'm like, you know, this is why we have a problem because you don't wear no fuzzy socks, and I really want fuzzy socks. And she go back to her mom and be like, he told me he don't love me because I never wear fuzzy socks. And going forward, every time she sees me, she be thinking like, I remember they had that argument, and he talking about all he want was some fuzzy socks, and he don't love my daughter. And she always gonna keep that because she's not gonna judge the situation based on me as a person. She gonna judge the behavior. All she gonna think about is he argued with my child, he made my child cry, and this is all he cares about. And she always gonna think that. She's not gonna look at it and be like, oh, I see they just had disagreement and they just need to work it out. Or maybe she does need to buy some fuzzy socks. You know, it's gonna be one of those things where she's not gonna look at it. And that's another thing too, is another idea of looking at things as the behavior or looking at it as the person. So that's why, like I said, it can become a problem. And it can be another thing too. Let's say, for example, if she doesn't like Ray. Let's say anytime Ray come over, Ray go to the fridge, Ray go to the cabinet, he eating up all the kids' snacks, and we don't got no food stamps. So all that is gonna be some money. So she like, every time Ray come over, he always going through the stuff. Okay? And then she never liked Ray. Now obviously I can't go to Ray and be like, Ray, you're not allowed over here no more because the wife says you can't be there. Now Ray don't like her because he's like, oh, I can't spend time with my nephew or so because his wife don't like me. See how it is? And that right there is like, you gotta learn how to communicate, how to compromise and say, hey, man, I do need to talk to Ray and say, hey, Ray, you can't be going through the cabinets and stuff, man. You can still come over, hang out, and kick it with us, but you can't touch the cabinet unless you ask or you say, hey, you mind if I get this stuff? So that way, maybe I do got snacks to the side for him. Or Ray grown, he ain't gonna buy his own snacks. So it's like you need to have those conversations and make sure that works for each other in a relationship.
Yes, and so it just goes back to the top three pillars for our marriage: the communication, the compromising, and the last one has so
well, she's mad. The last one got something to do with
top
it.
two.
Need some conversation.
So it's really big to make sure that you have that communication with your spouse. And at that moment, if you don't want to talk about it, say you're having that disagreement, just take some time away. I know for me, I'd be like, you know what? We just not gonna talk about it right now. I 9 times out of 10 run my errands, Target run, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, stuff that I
get out the house to go breathe.
Or I sometimes even maybe put my beat headphones on and I'm just like in my own zone. I'm cleaning up or doing something else to kind of keep my mind off of it. But while I'm doing that, I am taking that deep breath. I'm thinking about the situation, and then we come together later on that day and we'll have that communication. I can say that it is very important that you have that communication and that y'all talk about it. Don't just sweep it under the rug, and don't go into it thinking you know everything. You don't know it all. So give your spouse that time to speak on the situation, hear from their point of view, hear their feelings, put your listening ears on so that you can take it in and see how they're actually feeling and see it from their point of view. I know that's something that I had to work on because it's like I came in like, as in if I knew it all or I'm always right. And that's not always true.
I will say this. She usually 80% right. She usually 80% right. Like nobody's perfect. Like I said again,
nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. I mean, to be fair, I'm about 20% perfect. She about 80%.
That's not true. That was an area that I personally had to work on, and it's really big for me to say that because I had to step back and look at things from his perspective on certain situations, on why something was done that way or why he said something in that manner or whatever the case may be. And as I stepped back and looked at it, one, I listened to you as you explained it to me or told me how you felt, and then it was just like, oh, okay, I get it. I get why you said it or why you felt that way or what you meant in that manner. So that was something really big. So have that communication, talk about it, hear them out. Ladies, we don't know it all. We don't know it all. I can tell you that. I can definitely tell you that.
It was like the little TikToks where we seeing the person be like, they want to get mad at like, they're good surprise, they're good for my kids and they're here for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and go back to the corner and go think about it. Because sometimes you do want to lash out, sometimes you get angry, but you gotta have that emotional intelligence to stop yourself and say, okay, let's see it from another point of view. Because like I said, there's times with even me, I'd be like, I don't feel like doing something, but I'll start thinking, like, okay, well, let's make my significant other happy. This is something that if it takes me like 10 to 20 seconds to do, for example, making the bed. I'm a man. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I am a full-blown man. That means when I make the bed, that's just me just throwing the covers over that bad boy. I ain't trying to put no pillows on it. I ain't trying to do none of that, but I know that's something that makes her happy and that's something that she enjoys, so I'm gonna try. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I don't get the coordination side right, but I get the pillows on the bed. She look over and be like, the husband did it, but he gives, A for effort. But that's just one thing, like I said again, for just always make sure you are always communicating. Like we talk about all the time, always communicate. Always talk to each other. Always, and if you can't find a common ground, seek counseling. Professional counseling. Unbiased counseling. Not someone that you go to that's like, I don't know, they're gonna be like, nah, forget him, he's worthless. Or forget her, you need to go ahead and talk to these chicks. Find someone that's actually gonna have unbiased and professional. And last but not least, like I said again, is make sure that if you do have a situation that you can't talk to each other, let's say for example you're being abused, let that be mentally, physically, or emotionally, make sure you actually are seeking someone else to help you in that situation. Don't be stuck into that. Because if something's happening before you're married, let's say you're in a relationship or you're engaged, and something that isn't working for you guys or isn't good for you guys before the marriage, getting married ain't gonna fix that situation. You need to make sure you're seeking true guidance to help you move forward in your relationship. Like I said again, we don't know everything. Go find someone that can help you with those points, help you with that advice. What was that? It helps us with our financial advice.
Yes.
Help you with you got people that can help you with credit. Yes. You got people that can help you with your emotions, therapy. You can always seek that out. Yes. I know as black people, we don't usually go for that type of therapy and go for those type of things, but sometimes we really need that stuff. Yes. Sometimes you got some trauma that you need to go take care of and deal with that can help you with those.
Yes, and I can say one thing that was really big for us during our engagement, we did do marital counseling.
Yes.
Before we became a union, and when I say it was a phenomenal experience, I want to say it was like 6 or 8 weeks, and each week was a different subject. We learned so much about just everything from communication to finances to becoming as one, compromising. Like, we have learned so much just taking those courses, but I also learned a lot more about my spouse individually. So his upbringing, his past, we did family trees. So I would say if anybody is engaged or you guys are looking to become one as a union, I would definitely recommend seeking premarital counseling because it was an awesome experience. It really was.
Very good.
And I can say just a lot of the points that we learned in the counseling, we go back and we look at those points, and it has helped us in different parts of our marriage with finances, the communications, just going back. Even we still have our workbooks and our books from the courses, and it's just like we can go back and reference to that if we have a little small hiccup or something that we need some assistance or guidance with. We can always refer back to those workbooks in that book.
Yes. And like I said again, if you got anything you guys want to talk about, anything you want us to kind of put on, and once again, this is how our marriage works. every marriage is different.
Yes.
Every like this with some bullet points, maybe that's different that you guys need to work on than what we need to work on. Like I said, you see, I always put results may vary because everybody is not the same.
Yes.
No one's the same. Everybody's different. Like I said, it's something you want to talk about, anything you want to kind of put on, just let us know.
Yes. And I can say that this will be a small series because I did have some friends and some classmates that I went to school with that actually inboxed me and had a few questions and kind of wanted to learn a little bit more. So we've decided to move forward with a small series of doing small talks like this to help grow your union or your relationships moving forward. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You can share as well. Follow us on TikTok. It Takes Two to Taylor. Follow us on YouTube. It Takes Two to Taylor.
All right, y'all. Y'all be safe and see you guys later.